Hello, I'm Tracy Tucker, and this is Discover Flint Township, brought to you by the Flint Township Economic Development Authorities, Shea Automotive Group, Financial Plus Credit Union, Guaranteed Rate, 103.9 The Fox, and HAP. We have a great show this morning. We have Amy Pierson from Financial Plus Credit Union. And then we also have First Day Homecare as our business spotlight. But we're going to start right now with Amy Pierson. Hi, Amy. How are you today?
Great, Tracy. Good morning, and thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I know. Glad you could come in. So what is your role at Financial Plus?
I am currently the business sales support supervisor over there at the credit union.
Okay. How long have you been there?
I have been there a little over a year. January 2021 I started.
All right. How's that going?
I love it.
Yeah. Now, have you been, what did you do prior to coming to Financial Plus?
Well, I've been a banker, ironically, since high school. I started as a co-op student in 10th grade. So
wow.
I don't want to tell you my age, but I've been a banker over 34 years.
That's okay. I'm older if it's only been 34 for you. So you're in good company. So what exactly does a business sales support supervisor do at Financial Plus?
Basically, what we're doing over at the credit union, we're changing things up a little bit. We want to really give a handshake to our business clients. So my role is to support the loan officers, the underwriters, our colleagues, and so forth within our department.
Okay. So you work with everybody within the institution, not directly with the businesses, right?
I get both. I get to deal with the businesses
also.
also.
You get the best of both worlds.
It's a bonus, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's cool because it is nice to get out and talk to your clients and get to know what their needs are so that you can service them better, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So what do you like? What's your favorite part about working at the credit union versus where you've worked before?
Well, the credit union, what I truly, really like about them is it's community-based. We handshake with our members, our colleagues, and we always do the right thing across the board.
That's cool.
All of our colleagues and leadership, everybody, we want to help benefit our community and our people.
And that starts with the leadership, right?
Oh, for sure. And the leadership team over there is utterly amazing, and you don't feel like you're an employee there. You are a part of a team.
Yeah. And, part of what we do when we do these interviews, because Financial Plus is one of our great community partners and a partner on the show, but we like to talk about their people. So, we talked about your background a little bit. You started elsewhere. Now you're here. But are there other things that you enjoy doing outside of your job there?
I really enjoy volunteering and helping others.
That's always good.
Yeah. And, I have two kids that are not minors anymore. They're adult children.
Yeah.
But when they're littler, I was always looking for ways, to help. And so I volunteered at their school, and one thing led to another. And I truly enjoy it. And the community banking credit union vibe, it's great. It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's kind of the same atmosphere, right?
Really.
Right. So were you one of those people that, it's only an hour a month, come on in and help, and you end up being homeroom mom, Cub Scout leader.
Running football, help with youth football, and I'm doing cheerleading. I'm like, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that one.
Yeah, I was that one too. Because my children are older as well. So, I went through that. Ours was Cub Scouts, and then lacrosse and hockey and volleyball and all those things, and it's so much fun.
It's amazing, and I miss it.
Yeah, it's great to be involved with your kids. But when they grow up, then you're like kind of at a loss, right? It's like, I got all this time now. I'm not running kids to 5 different games a week.
You do get lost for a while. You feel like you're forgetting to do something.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, wait. I have free time. What is this thing I've heard of? But anyway, so you volunteered there, but so now what? I heard that you're volunteering on other things too. What else do you do?
I'm also reaching out at the schools at that time. I was asking, are there any other opportunities out there? And a friend invited me to the Kiwanis meeting. Oh, okay. Never heard of Kiwanis a day in my life, but she said it was kind of like Rotary. I'm like, well, I like what they do as well. So I went, and now 9 years later, I am involved with the Burton Kiwanis, and I'm actually the president. as well.
Okay. What do they call them? Kiwanians?
Kiwanians.
Yes, she's a Kiwanian. All right. I love it. And you've been the president for the past 4 years. Is that
Yes,
true?
ma'am. Yep.
That's what I heard. Oh, and like she doesn't do enough in the community. I heard you're also an election worker.
I am
Yeah.
for City of Burton.
Good for you. Good for you. And just as a side note, Flint Township always needs election workers. We're kind of set now for August when this airs, but if you want to work in November, let us know. But yeah, so yeah, people are always looking for workers for elections. So you talk about being a Kiwani, and I know that when my kids were in school, the Kiwanis, they did a lot for the schools. They would make donations to them. They would help with fundraising. They would help with all kinds of things. What exactly is Kiwanis?
So basically, it's a global organization just helping communities, children's families in the neighborhood that you live in. And basically what you were just saying about helping the schools and such. So I'm in the Burton area, so we help out with the Burton community. So we're with Atherton, Bendel, and Bentley.
Okay.
And we help the families. We help the teachers. They may need supplies. I mean, they're not, their paycheck is their paycheck.
Right.
And then, they're buying additional things. So we try to help support them. We support scouts. We've got some going for Eagle, and they need a project to do, and they need to raise money. They come and talk to us, and
That's
we're
awesome.
helping them also.
Yeah.
In wintertime, we help keep the heat on. We help senior citizens and with Goyette Mechanical, and we make sure the furnaces are working for our elders and stuff.
Yeah, isn't there saying is it helping the community one child at a time, or making the world better one child at a time? Isn't that what it is?
It literally, helping improving the world one child and one community at a time.
There you go. There you go. I knew it was something like that. It's been a while since I heard it, but yeah, that's great. And and it's a thing about working together, you can get amazing things done, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you can get in a group like that and get involved in your community.
It's a wonderful feeling. I tell people, they'll ask me, why do you still do this? Because now my children are at school. It's not about doing it because my children are in school. It's doing it. There are neighbors, there are loved ones, there are friends. Right. And in addition to it, you meet a lot of good people that become part of your family.
Right.
The Kiwanians.
Right.
So
and not only in the Kiwanis, but in any of those groups that you get into where people are there to help other people. They're really there to help other people's children.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? I can help my kids from home. I don't need to go to the school to help my kids. Right. You're really there to help the other kids. Mm-hmm. So along with yours. But I'm saying that, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it feels, it's a good feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. You see a smile on their face, or, later, even like after our scouts, when the Eagles come in, they'll come and show us their project when they're done. And just to get that, acclamation that they're happy and they conquered it and we're a part of it.
Right.
So yeah, it's a great
And
feeling.
that's always awesome. I was involved in Cub Scouts when my kids were little, and I was the Cub Scout leader, and I was the popcorn, all those things. But one of the proudest things that I had was one of my Cub Scouts ended up being an Eagle Scout. And I was so proud of him. I really was. And then another one of my Cub Scouts ended up working at the Boy Scouts. So I couldn't be prouder that those kids
you paid it forward.
Did well. Yes, exactly. So now Financial Plus, they really help you with volunteering, right? Or they like to have you be volunteers in your community. Is that part of that? That's part of their philosophy, right?
It really is. We have a committee at Spark, and it's doing the right thing, helping others without getting any recognition or, a accolade back from. What we want to do is we want our colleagues to be a part of it. I say we, Financial Plus. And so you can join these meetings, and then from there, when we do these meetings, what can we do? What have we done? How can we impact the community? So I've been doing that in the last few months, and I've truly enjoyed that as well. We've been helping Salvation Army. We've done food giveaways, picnic in the park, downtown Flint, helping the community. We did that from June, and we'll be doing it till August. So it is.
August 9th, they're doing the picnics in the park.
Yep.
What days is that?
It's every day of the week,
okay.
And Financial Plus is partaking in it on Tuesdays.
Oh, awesome.
Well,
that's cool. That's cool. And they pass out lunches to the kids. Yes. Oh, that's great during the summer. Yeah. Didn't think about that. Yeah. So, and then what else do you guys have? Pink Night's coming up, right? I know you guys are big in the Pink Night.
Yeah. So last year I was newer, and we need some volunteers to pass out things. So I said, I'll be a part of it. Let me try it. So I'm now partaking in that. I'm co-chair to the Pink Night Palooza, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of work too, right?
Yes, a lot of work.
When is that coming up?
It is October 20th.
All right. And then, so you guys work along with the presenting sponsor is always Hurley, right?
Correct, yes.
Medical Center. And how long have they been doing this?
They've been doing this 13 years. This year will be their 14th.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And they do so much good work with everybody. We're going to probably do a whole show on Pink Night Palooza when we get
great.
closer to the date. I know last year I think we did 2 full shows on it because Shay is involved in it as well, and so we try to really help them out as much as we can because it's a big organization and it's not an organization, but it's a great event. That's for a great cause that affects everybody in our community, no matter 100%. If you're in Flint Township, Burton, but all of Genesee County plus beyond. So I want to, we'll go on more about that later, but if you want to give out information on if they want to be a Kiwanian, the Burton Kiwanis, and also if you're looking for sponsors and donors for Pink Night now, right?
Yes.
So where do you want them, or who do you want them to email or call? How do you want them to get a hold of you?
Well, I'd be happy to take any emails on any of these things. My email is my name, A. Pierson, A. P as in Paul, IERSON, at myfpcu.com, or they can call me at 810-244-2848.
All right, awesome. So, is there anything else that you want to say? Because we're nearing the end of our time.
I just want to say thank you for your time, and I just want to say how blessed it is to work for a credit union that also wants to give back to their community they live in. It's a win-win every day when I get up.
That's wonderful. You know what? And it was so nice having you here. I want to remind everybody, if you want to become a Burton Kiwanis or a Kiwanian in any local community, you can find your local Kiwanis. You can become members there. But if you want to become a member of the Burton one, again, you can email Amy at Pierson, APIERSON, at myfpcu.com. And also, if you want to be a sponsor of Pink Night Palooza or Pink Night Palooza, you can contact her also. You can sponsor or you can just donate. They'll do all those things. And that is coming up in October. And like I said, we'll have more information going forward on that. So up next, we have First Day Homecare as our Guaranteed Rate Business Spotlight.
All right. So today we are doing our business spotlight on First Day Homecare. And I have Danielle Clemons here. How are you today, Danielle?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Is this the first time we've met, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought so. So I'm so mean to people. I make them the first time I meet them come on air. No pressure, Danielle, no pressure. So anyway, what we're here to talk about today, though, is you work for First Day Homecare, and it is located in Flint Township. So we like to spotlight businesses that are in our community and let people know what they do, how long they've been there, how they got started, all that kind of stuff. So why don't you let people know what you do at First Day Homecare?
Yeah, so I'm the operations manager at First Day, and we were founded in March of 2020, which is notably a terrible time to start a business.
Best time to start a business ever.
But we are actually thriving. We joke that we are growing like a bad weed. So we originally started out with just our 2 co-owners, our administrator and director of clinical services, and I joined the team in July of 2020.
Okay.
And it was just us 3 when I joined, and we provided like home health aid services, personal support services. And in September of 2020, we started providing private duty nursing services. And since that time, we have just grown unimaginably.
Yeah.
We are located in Flint Township, but we actually service the entire state of Michigan, which is pretty cool.
Sure. So how did COVID affect you guys? Because you couldn't go into could you go into people's homes at that point?
So
I mean, it's a kind of an essential service.
Yeah. And I mean, us, like, internal staff, we don't, we're not really going into people's homes, but it didn't really affect, like, our field staff because the services are still in need,
Right.
People
I mean,
still need
I
their
guess
home
I
care
never
nurses.
thought about it before, but I mean, you can't just not go. I mean,
there have been, it's actually kind of been a little bit of, like, a blessing in disguise for us because it has allowed us to grow because, everything, like, went virtual.
Right.
So we could do a lot of our internal things, like we switched to a virtual orientation, and it really has allowed us to grow because not a lot of people want to travel down to Flint just to become employed or are.
Yeah, I mean, you could keep track of your people online,
right?
And doing their time cards and all those things. They don't actually have to come into the office.
Yeah.
So it kind of shifted you into gear on that. Probably helped attract your employees, right?
Yeah. Everybody loves virtual stuff nowadays.
Yeah, you know what? I can't believe I never thought of that. My husband's a plumber. And during all the shutdowns and stuff, he was deemed essential because, if something happens and you have no water, you don't have a sanitary condition. So, he basically worked through the whole thing too. But I guess I never even thought of in-home care, but yeah. So what really could have been a horrible time for the business to start, actually, like you said, was probably a blessing in disguise because they actually had work. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like, and COVID didn't really change just based upon the services we provide. It's primarily a pediatric service that we do.
Oh, okay.
So that, didn't really change anything. We had some families who got really nervous because you're asking, a stranger to come into your home and provide care for your medically complex and fragile child who already gets sick really easily.
Right.
And so COVID was terrifying, but
well, yeah, because their immune systems are compromised
but,
already.
Families have been so wonderful, and we've just been cautious and careful as we've moved forward. Some families do require their nurses to be vaccinated, some don't.
Yeah.
We just learned.
So you did say,
along.
I mean, it's kind of in the name in the home care that you're providing in home care. But now you just said that you really have a specialty. So what is it that you guys actually do as a specialty?
Yep. So it is pediatric private duty nursing. We do have some adult patients, but primarily it's children that we serve. And a lot of people don't know what private duty nursing is. So if you think about home care, a lot of times you think about, like, geriatrics and
you're thinking of older people
providing, like, shorter visit-based services, but we provide a shift-based services. So nurses are typically in a patient's home anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day, and these children will qualify for these services 7 days a week. If you think about, like, sometimes children are just born prematurely and their, like, airway is underdeveloped and they will need, like, a tracheostomy. And sometimes if they have trouble breathing, respiratory failure, respiratory distress, they'll need a ventilator as well. And so that is what they're going home with. They're going home with tracheostomies and ventilators that require constant supervision. And so that's why they have these home care one-on-one nurses. And,
okay, so so it's not what you generally think of when you're talking about in-home care. You're talking about really a private nurse that's there 8 to 12 hours a day so they don't have to be in a hospital, right?
Correct. Yes. That is one of the really, really special things about our line of work is that, a lot of times patients that we serve are born in the hospital. They're there for 5, 6, 7 months, sometimes even longer.
Right.
We have a patient referred to us who's been in the hospital for 2 years now, which isn't as common, but they cannot discharge home until they have adequate nursing staffing. And that might mean different things depending upon the support system the family has.
Sure.
But usually it's like until we establish at least 2 nurses or 3 to 4 days a week of staffing, they just stay in the hospital because it's the only safe place for them to be. So a lot of these families are so gracious because the fact that we can put a nurse in their home means that they're home with their child.
I started saying it's a better environment for them and everything, but even the cost. I mean, the cost of having a child in the hospital, I mean, having to go every day and then the stress on the family is so great from having to be up at the hospital all day. And what if they have siblings and all these things? It's just always better if you can have in-home care, right?
Of course, yeah.
Of overall for the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
And what if they don't have a support system? Then it's just them and they can't work. They can't do,
Yeah, outside of bringing the child home, that is a huge reason for the service, is so that the families can sleep, so that they can go to work, so that they can do things with their other children, because our patients require constant supervision to make sure that their airways are open and they're free of any kind of obstructions and
and for a parent, and I'm sorry, but a parent shouldn't be providing that care because if something happened, then they're blaming themselves forever. And I mean, a doctor is not supposed to work on their family usually. You always hear that, don't do surgery on somebody in your family and all that. But to me, having a caregiver there that can, a nurse that can tell you exactly what's happening. I mean, obviously, if you're a nurse, you're going to know these things, but you want to have somebody else there, a third party taking care of your child.
What's really special is that they will qualify for usually 8 to 12 hours a day, but the remainder of that day, the parents are responsible. And so our patients come from pretty big hospitals like CS Mott Children's in Ann Arbor, for example, we get a lot of patients from, and they will put family members through pretty extensive training before they go home. So
that's cool.
They are very adequately prepared. And parents are a great resource. It's crazy how quickly they learn how to do these very complex things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you would have to, but still, I mean, if you have other kids or even if you're by yourself, you've got to sleep sometime.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You've got, I mean, just, I think back to when I had little babies. I mean, just going to use the facilities and cooking meals and doing those things. If you have somebody that needs constant attention, you can't leave them in the room or whatever you're doing with them. You have to have eyeballs on them or at least have monitors on them and all those things. I just can't imagine having to go that alone. Just having that 8 to 12 hours that you can have this private duty nurse in there. And now, does insurance help pay for this?
Yes. So most of our patients are funded through Medicaid.
Okay.
There are some other commercial insurances that do have a private duty nursing benefit, but definitely Medicaid is the number one payer source for these services.
Now, do the hospitals usually help them and let them know that these services are available, or do you have to have a referral? How does that work? How do they end up with you?
Most of the time it's a requirement to come home. So there's case managers that work directly with us. They'll send us a referral, and usually we know about usually 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time when they're coming home and when they'll be stable and ready to come home. And hopefully we have a nurse established by then for them.
So usually at a hospital, they'll talk to the parent and let them know that it's a possibility that if they can get in-home care, then they can take their child home. Mm-hmm. So now, do you ever have people just come to you?
Yes.
Or is it? Okay.
So there's about 5 pretty big private duty nursing providers throughout the state of Michigan that we work collaboratively with as well. We can both staff a child at the same time, which is pretty cool. But I forgot.
That's neat to know that they work, that you work together.
We do, because it's important that the patient gets as much nursing in their home as they can, and it's hard. I mean, it's very hard to hire nurses right now, and so as many people as we have working towards that, the better it is. Is it hard to find nurses right now? You just said it.
So hard. You just said it. What is is it because of COVID, or is it because they're aging out and retiring or not coming in? What's going on?
We actually do get a lot of retired nurses, believe it or not, because it's a very slow paced. It's easier than being in a hospital, but I think that COVID has caused problems for us in the sense that there's such a high need at the hospitals. They're offering all of these shift premiums and overtime and COVID, retention bonuses. And So in that sense, it's kept nurses at the hospital, but it also has kind of taken nurses away from the hospital setting and to the private duty nursing setting. But
isn't that funny?
yeah,
You know,
so we've
6
seen
of
both.
one, half a dozen the other, right? So
Yeah.
So right now, if people are looking for the service, they can come to you direct, right?
Yes.
Okay, they don't have to come through a caseworker, but they may hear from a caseworker. And what's the best way to get a hold of Danielle Clemons at First Day Homecare?
So very easy to get a hold of us. We have one phone number.
Okay.
They can text us, they can call us, they can email, whatever the case. But we've got one phone number. They can go right on our website, firstdayhomecare.com, and they can, find our contact information on there. They can send us a message right through our website.
Okay. So it's firstdayhomecare.com.
Yep.
All spelled out. And then what's the phone number that they can get you?
Yeah, 810-620-8118.
Okay. And is there a special email they should use or anything like that?
We've got a pretty easy one. It's just info, I-N-F-O, at firstdayhomecare.com, and that goes to all of us internal staff members. There's only 8 of us, so they don't get lost.
And don't forget, Danielle is the operations manager, and I'm sure if you call and ask for Danielle, she will help you out. So you said you were there when they began.
Pretty much
yeah, right there.
We had one patient when I came in, and now we have 56 active patients and about 30 others that are waitlisted.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy. But you know what? You're providing a great service, and it's as some people say, it's God's work. You're helping out. You're helping out other people. I've heard somebody use that. I heard somebody use that phrase not too long ago, and I thought, good people doing good things that help other good people. So we love to hear that, and I love that you're here in the township, but you're providing services all over the state. And we'll have to have you on again sometime, and we want to make sure people know that this service is available. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about today while you're here with me?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, you got it.
If you're a nurse, know a nurse.
Seriously, let them know. Let them know.
Anywhere. We even have a patient up in the UP. So it's pretty cool. We've really expanded.
Yeah, and you don't make them come down to your office.
Not right now, no.
They can apply online.
Yep, apply online. Yep, even if they call, one of our recruiters they're the ones answering the phones anyway. So
awesome.
We get cold calls all the time, and we love it.
Great, yeah. So if you're a nurse, if you have nurse experience, certification, I guess, right, is what they actually have. If you're licensed in Michigan as a nurse, give them a call at First Day Homecare or go on their website. They would love to hear from you. They have positions all over the state of Michigan that are open, right?
Correct.
So Daniel would love to hear from you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.